Would you like a system with this kind of performance? In this video, I will show you how I took a regular indicator and modified it to build this system. Back in 1976, Larry Williams built a technical indicator called the Ultimate Oscillator. Basically, it measures the true range and the buying pressure using 3 averages and its weight, each one differently, and it comes up with an oscillator. This oscillator smooths out the regular oscillators and basically produce a different curve if you use it to trade a mean reversion strategy. Following in Larry Williams' footsteps, I built my own indicator, which is called KCC%. Basically, it measures the changes in the close and then normalize it to get an oscillator. And also that can be used to build mean reversion strategies with the goal of building a different equity curve than the other oscillators. And then the next logical step is I took the ultimate oscillator concept and applied it to the KCC indicator. Basically, I took 3 different time frames of the KCC% indicator and then averaged them together and smooth the indicator to get a different oscillator that can be used to build mean reversion systems, but the idea is to get a different equity curve. Here we are in MultiCharts, and I have here the S&P 500 represented by E-mini futures going back to 2006. And I plotted below 4 indicators. So here we have the RSI2 with 30 and 70 highlighted. And then below it, I have the Ultimate Oscillator. So the Ultimate Oscillator default values is 7, 14, and 28. Then on top, I have the KCC indicator. This is the one I built. And this is the most recent indicator, which is the Ultimate C%. So the Ultimate C% indicator takes 3 periods of KCC%, average them down, and then normalize it with a smoothing factor to get this oscillator. From this chart, we can see that many times they do align together. So for example, here, you see this is peaking down, this is peaking down, this is peaking down, this is not. And here we have 4 of them peaking down. So even though the 4 indicators are measuring some kind of mean reversion, but they are not the same. And of course, we can prove that with building a strategy using each indicator, and we can see the results. So now I have 4 charts of the same instrument, the E-mini futures of the S&P 500, but now each chart has a different strategy applied to it using the different indicator. So here, top left is the RSI2, bottom left is the Ultimate Oscillator, and then top right is the KCC%, and bottom left is the Ultimate C%. And here are the report cards for each strategy. So this is the RSI, and we can see we are making $193,000 since 2006. This is up to end of September 2023. 74% win rate with 5-to-1 return to drawdown ratio. Our maximum drawdown is 19%. The Ultimate Oscillator is making close to the same amount of money, $188,000. Also very close return to drawdown and a little bit higher percent win rate. But it's doing all this with half the trades. So here we have 424 trades and Ultimate Oscillator is 244 trades. Very close drawdown, 21% and $40,000. Now on this side, we have the KCC% and the Ultimate C%. So KCC% making $257,000 with a 7-to-1 return to drawdown ratio. And that's because we have more money and lower drawdown. So the drawdown, even though it's close in the amount of money, but it happens at the end, and that's why it's 16%. The win rate is 70%, but now we even go lower in terms of trades. And then the Ultimate C% making $207,000 with 11-to-1 return to drawdown ratio. So even though we are making less money, but we are making a lot lower drawdown. That's 18,000, which comes to 13%. We're still 70% win rate, same as KCC%, but now we even lower number of trades. Now, all these strategies are optimized just to find a stable region and not for the purpose of the highest net profit. So let's focus on the Ultimate C%. So I did an optimization for the Ultimate C%, and the number of optimizations is 5,700. And if we filter 100 trades minimum and $100 on average per trade, then we will get a lower number of strategies that comes to 2,200. So that's almost 40% of strategies. So first thing we notice is all the strategies, well, 40%, they're all profitable. So the lowest is 28,000 and the highest is 260,000. Now you can sort in any ways, but if we sort by return to drawdown, you can see the top 30 is above 9-to-1 return to drawdown ratio. So that's very good. And you can see here we have all kind of values. So I am not worried about picking anyone's. There are almost 2,000 strategies making above $100,000. So that is great news for this new indicator because it's very stable. It produces different results than the KCC percent with fewer trades. I mean, granted, we want more trades, but we can apply this indicator to multiple instruments to get more trades. Of course, I didn't build this indicator to get the best net profit or the lowest number of trades and so on. I built it for the single purpose of producing a different equity curve. And let me show you what I mean. So now we are in Portfolio Trader of MultiCharts, and I applied the 4 strategies on the same instrument. So if we backtest this now, so this is the 4 strategies combined together. We have almost 1,000 trades with 73% win rate on average, making $1,000. Annually, since 2006, we only have 1 year that ended up in a loss. And so far this year, for the past 9 months, we had 48 trades of the 4 systems and on average making $2,000 per trade. And so far we made $92,000. This is the most important part. You can see the correlations between these strategies is on the higher side, but they are not extremely high. Now, first thing we notice is even though the ultimate C percent is a derivative of the KCC percent, the correlation, it's not even close to 80, it's 63. And also the ultimate C percent, it's medium correlated with the RSI and also medium correlated with the ultimate oscillator. In fact, if anything, the RSI2 and the ultimate oscillator are kind of on the high side correlated. But here is the most important part. If you are trading a single system on the S&P 500 futures, the E-minis, you have its cousin, which is the micro futures. The micro futures is 1/10 of the E-mini. That means each move in the S&P 500 E-minis equal to 10 times the move in the S&P 500 micro futures. So instead of trading 1 contract on the E-minis, you can trade 10 contracts in the micro futures. And the reason I'm telling you this is because now you can have 5 strategies like the one I showed you. Trade 2 micro futures contracts in each strategy. And those will produce a better, smoother equity curve than a single contract on 1 strategy on the S&P E-minis. I know it's a lot, but basically you're trading a portfolio with the same amount of money dedicated to a single strategy on the E-minis. And that is why I am building a huge template that trades only mean reversion strategies using all these different indicators with different exits and different filters. Remember, all these strategies that I just showed you, they have no filter at all, 0, not even the 200-day moving average. To watch how I build the KCC percent indicator, watch this video and I will see you there.